Hello everyone, this is Yashfahan. Today we are going to start 6th class, chapter 1st. The name of that chapter is Mr. Toad Adventure. Actually, this whole chapter is based on the adventurous drive of a frog, and which adventurous drive led him to a disastrous situation which he made. So, this chapter is quite interesting and we will study it when we will come to its text. This chapter is written by Kenneth Grahame. He was a Scottish writer, famous for his work The Wind in the Willows. So, we will come to the text. Let's start now. One bright summer morning, Mr. Toad was walking briskly along the high road. He strode along till he reached a little town. He was exceedingly hungry after his long walk, so he marched into an inn, ordered the best luncheon, and sat down to eat it in the coffee room. In one bright summer morning, Mr. Toad was walking briskly on the road, and at that time when he was there, he was marching over the road, he reached a little town. At that time he was feeling very hungry, exceedingly hungry after his long walk, so he went inside of an inn which was we can say small restaurant, and ordered best lunch there and sat down in the coffee room. He was about halfway through his meal when he was taking his lunch. At that time, he would have finished his half of the lunch when he heard a familiar sound approaching down the street, made him start a trembling all over. When he heard a sound, a familiar kind of sound, he started to have some shivering in his body all over. The poop poop, that was a sound. Poop poop means that was one kind of sound of the horn, which was drawing nearer and nearer. It was coming closer to him. The car could be heard turning into the inn yard and coming to a stop. Means, as he was hearing the sound of the car, it seemed like that entered inside of the yard of the inn and it stopped there. The party entered the coffee room. The person who would be driving the car, they have also entered in the coffee room. Hungry, talkative, and all praise of the car. They were very hungry. The people who were driving that car, they were quite talkative. They were so much talkative, and in all praise of the car, they were talking about their car. After that had brought them along so well. Mr. Toad was all ears. Means whatever they were talking about the car, Mr. Toad was listening all that. He listened eagerly to their conversation for a time, but at last he could stand it no longer and slipped out of the room quietly. As soon as he got outside, he sauntered round quietly to the inn yard. There cannot be any harm, he said to himself, in my only just looking at it. As he came out of the coffee room, when he was listening the conversation of those people, he just could not stand so longer when they were talking about the car. He just come out of the coffee room and he came nearby the car. And when he came nearby the car, he said this to himself, there cannot be any harm. Means he was just looking at the car. He said could not be any harm. The car stood in the middle of the yard, quite unattended. Mr. Toad walked slowly round it, inspecting it. The car was standing in the middle of the yard, and Mr. Toad was just taking round around of that car. I wonder, he said to himself. He was saying to himself, I wonder if this sort of car starts easily. Means when he saw that car that he saw that does this kind of car start so easily. Next moment, means when he was saying all of this, next moment, Mr. Toad was found seated in the driver's seat, holding the handle of the car. Means he was that completely lost in that car that he did not come to know what was he doing actually. As he saw the car, he was completely lost in that, and he just sat inside of that car. As the familiar sound of the car broke forth, the old passion seized on Mr. Toad and completely mastered him. As the familiar sound, means that car was that kind of car which the sound of that car was completely familiar to Mr. Toad. As that familiar sound of the car broke forth, the old passion which was in Mr. Toad, that came back, and he completely mastered that car. He pulled the lever and swung the car round the yard and out through the archway. As he pulled the lever, the car started and he just took the round of the yard and came out of the gate. All sense of right and wrong seemed temporarily suspended for Mr. Toad. Means all kind of thought which was wrong or what is right, that was completely disappeared from the mind of Mr. Toad, because it was completely wrong, because he was not driving his own car, he was driving someone else's car, which is not appropriate. But this kind of thought was completely disappeared from the mind of Mr. Toad. He sped so fast, means he increased the speed of that car, not knowing where he was going. He did not even know where he is going actually. He was only conscious that he was Mr. Toad once more. Mr. Toad at his best and highest. Mr. Toad, the terror, the traffic queller, the lord of the lone trail before whom all must give way and or be smitten. Means he increased the speed of the car, and he was only conscious about that fact that he is Mr. Toad, who is best and the highest, and Mr. Toad, who is the terror for and he was a traffic dweller, and he was the person for whom all people should make the way to go through into nothingness and everlasting night. He chanted as he flew, and the car responded with booming sound. He was living his hour, reckless of what might come to him. He was completely lost in the driving of that car. He was not thinking what is he doing actually, where is he going, and he was just lost in that driving. He increased his pace. He increased the speed of the car even more and more. He was increasing the speed of the car when he heard the police siren. Earlier he increased the speed of the car, or as he listened the siren of the police car, he increased it even more. He thought he might escape. He was thinking that he would be escaped from that all, but he was caught at the next turn of the road. But as he turned his car on the next turn, he was caught there by the cop, by the police. A chubby cop with a handlebar mustache approached him with a stern look on his face and demanded, "May I see your license, mister?" Means a policeman came nearby Mr. Toad, and with his strict look, he saw the face of Mr. Toad and said, "May I see your license, mister?" License? Of course, means he was asking for the license. As we know very well, if somebody is speeding up their car and they are driving and they are breaking the rules of the traffic, the police used to come there, they used to ask for the license. Same the policeman did with Mr. Toad. But what Mr. Toad replied? "License?" retorted Mr. Toad, huffing in the driver's seat. "I was just testing how fast this marvel could go. And excuse me, I don't need any license." Means when the policeman asked from Mr. Toad, "May I see your license?" what was the reply of Mr. Toad? Mr. Toad was said, "License? I am just testing this car." Means he was just only testing that car. Of course, that car was not actually of him. So how he could have the license? So he was saying, "Excuse me, I don't need any kind of the license." Next moment, Mr. Toad was seen standing in the court of law. Means, of course, he just broke the law, broke the traffic law. He was speeding up the car, and despite the increasing the speed of the car, he did not even have the license, of course, because he took the car of someone else. Means he did not break only one rule. He was speeding up the car, he stole somebody else's car, and he did not even have the license. So many of the rules he just broke there. So next moment, he was seen standing in the court of law. He was found guilty of stealing a car, of course, driving dangerously, and cheeking the police. Means he was disrespecting the police also, because he said to the policeman, "I don't need any license." "Mr. Clerk, will you tell us what is the very stiffest penalty for such kind of offense?" asked the chairman. One person was there. Chairman asked to the clerk of the court that, "Mr. Clerk, will you tell us what can be the toughest kind of punishment and the penalty for such kind of offense?" The clerk scratched his nose and with his pen. Means we can say, means he was thinking that what can be the punishment. Some people would consider, he observed, that stealing the motor car was the worst offense. Means Mr. Clerk was explaining all of it, that stealing the motor car was the worst offense. Of course, to steal anything is the worst offense. So it is. But driving dangerously and cheeking the police undoubtedly carry the severest penalty. Means to steal the car obviously is the worst offense, but driving dangerously and cheeking police mean to disrespect police increase the penalty even more. So they ought. Supposing you were to say 12 months for the theft, means if Mr. Toad was going to get 12 months punishment for the theft, which is very mild, which is very soft kind of punishment, and 4 years for the furious driving. 12 months means 1 year for stealing the car, 4 year adding in that for furious driving, which he was driving very badly on the road, which is lenient, and 15 years for cheeking, means 15 years for disrespecting the policeman, which was pretty bad sort of cheek. Those figure if added together correctly top up to 20 years, means 1 year for stealing car, 4 year for driving dangerously, 5 years, and 15 years for disrespecting the police, for cheeking the police. So all of these years will be added in once, then it will be 20 years punishment for Mr. Toad, which Mr. Clerk has explained. An excellent suggestion, said the chairman approvingly, means chairman also approvingly said to the clerk that this is the excellent suggestion which you are giving, means this 20 years punishment is really a good kind of punishment. Prisoner, it's going to be 20 years for you this time, means now chairman said prisoner, whom he was addressing prisoner to Mr. Toad. He said to Mr. Toad as a prisoner that now you are going to get, he said to Mr. Toad that now you are going to get 20 years of punishment, and mind if you appear before us again upon any charge whatever, we shall have to deal with you very seriously. Means he said ki now this time you are going to get 20 years of punishment, or if you did anything else again, then and if we find you in this way, you will get severe kind of punishment now. Then the brutal minion of law fell upon the hapless Mr. Toad, means that kind of brutal policeman, we can say, yes, the brutal policeman, means he just tell and he just came on the unfortunate Mr. Toad. They loaded him with chains and dragged him from the courthouse, means whatever was declared in the courthouse, that was completely told the punishment to Mr. Toad what he is going to get now. And after that the policeman just loaded him with the chains and dragged him out of the court. Mr. Toad shrieked. He was screaming very loudly and protested across the marketplace. He protested also across the marketplace, where the spectators attacked him with carrots and popular catchwords. Where other people were there, with the other spectators were there, they just threw some kind of carrots and other bad words on Mr. Toad. He passed under the frowning archway of the grim old castle. He passed guard rooms, means when he came out of the courtroom, so which thing he passed through? He passed through the archway and the old castle. He passed guard rooms full of grinning soldiers. He passed from the guard rooms and where the soldiers were off their duty, who coughed in a horrid and sarcastic way at him, means the soldier who was making fun of Mr. Toad. He passed men at arms at casket of steel, darting threatening looks at him, means he saw that other men with the arms, means men with the weapons were there, and they were also showing some kind of threatening looks on Mr. Toad. He passed the thumbscrew room, and where, means the other, we can say, other kind of prisoners used to be kept. At last they reached to the door of the grimmest dungeon that lay in the heart of the innermost keep, means then they took to Mr. Toad to the very last room, and which was in the innermost keep of the jail, to the prison. There at last they passed where an ancient gaoler sat fingering a bunch of mighty keys. Where a jailer was there, he was having many kind of keys on that. At that time Odoboseking, which is one kind of Arabian word which is the God swear, said the sergeant of police. Police sergeant said to the jailer, taking off his helmet. He just took out his helmet and just wiping his forehead. He said, "Wake up and take over from us this this bad person told a criminal of deepest guilt and a matchless artfulness. He was very cunning person and resource." Means that sergeant said to the jailer, just take this very bad person, morally bad person from us, and watch and ward him with all your skill. Just guard this person and watch this person. Watch Mr. Toad and guard Mr. Toad with all of your skill. After that, he says the gauler means the jailer nodded grimly, very seriously, laying his withered hand on the shoulder of the miserable Mr. Toad. He just took his hand and just kept on the shoulder of Mr. Toad. The rusty key creaked in the lock when he just trying to open the lock of that prison where he was about to keep Mr. Toad. He just took the key inside of that was a rusty key, and he took inside of the lock. The great door clanged behind them. It was opened. Mr. Toad was a helpless prisoner in the remotest dungeon of the best guarded keep, the stoutest castle in the length of the breadth of merry England. Means he was kept in the very remote, it means very completely isolated type of, in the very isolated prison where Mr. Toad was kept. He was punished severely for the work what he has done, and his punishment was quite severe for him. So this was the complete chapter which we have studied. That was Mr. Toad's adventure, in which he just broke some traffic rules. First he stole the car of someone else. He just was punished for speeding up the car and for cheating the policeman. So means this was quite interesting and amusing chapter, which Mr. Toad, as he was a frog, he was driving the car and he was punished, all of it very severe kind of punishment he got for 20 years in a very remote prison. So I hope you would have understood this chapter, and have a good day ahead.